Coming up in this video, I climb a lifting bridge in Middlesbrough. Welcome to this lift adventure where I travel from London to Middlesbrough, visiting loads of little towns en route. And on this adventure, I am not going to be travelling a conventional way, because most people do a journey of this distance either by car or on a coach or on a train. But no, I'm going to be going the slow but fun way, because I am going from London to Middlesbrough by local bus. Let's begin. So I start in London, and let's start with the best part of London, which is of course South Quay. But what's this? Oh, a police car. Why is the police here? Nope, it's actually not a police car, this is security. Now I've made another video about how security cars are now impersonating police cars, but I've not seen one this badly impersonating. How the fuck do I get away with it? Well, the answer to that is because the police don't enforce the law, and private security think they can get away with whatever the fuck they want, because SIA licensing are weak.
There's got cameras and everything. Dog section, it's police car, yellow and blue checker, camera at the back, dog section, all in the usual fonts, but it's not police, it's security. How do I get away with that? There's even got that thing on top. It's dog, custom number plate.
So then, since I'm in South Quay, let's go into one of the towers and go onto the roof. And so I'm not repeating something I've already filmed on my YouTube channel, let's go in a tower I've not been in before. This tower's located one stop down from South Quay at Cross Harbour, and it's got an Otis Gen 2.
Gen 2. Lovely.
Ooh, emergency stop.
Fucking hell, Ben. Fucking hell. I felt that go off and
let's go out onto the rooftop. And let's do a leg dangle.
Oh, what's on the roof today? Oh, a roof garden. Whee! Slinky Tower, Miss South Quay.
And it's now starting to get dark and all of the lights in the towers are turning on. So, let the adventure begin. Let's start travelling to Middlesbrough by local bus. So I got on some TfL buses heading up northwards, and en route I managed to find an epic 1970s Evans lift, still single speed and completely original. Let's ride it!
An Evans? Like? This lift's full of stuff. Interesting.
So, I continue by local bus where I get to Chelmsford, and it's now getting very late and I actually wanted to sleep in Norwich tonight. So I'm afraid I actually cheated for just this once. So I took the last train from Chelmsford to Norwich. So then, here I am in Norwich. I then walk a mile out of town to some woods and camp in a hammock for the night. I can't afford hotels, I'm doing this on the cheap. You should see the prices of hotels, like fucking hell. And hammocking is actually a really good way of travelling without having to spend much money. So then, the next day, let's take a look around Norwich. Along we go to the Castle Court Shopping Centre, which has got some eco-disc lifts. take a look around this shopping centre, which looks like this. If we go along to the other end of the shopping centre, there's this very interesting area where they've got RGB LEDs around the pillars and it looks very nice. And there is some glass generic lifts. And the top floor is locked. Oh well, let's unlock it and put a lift onto car preference and go up there.
Closing. Doors opening. Going up. This lift is under service control. Going up. This lift is under service control. This lift is under service control. Floor 5. This lift is under service control.
So then, along we go to the lift, which used to be an awesome cone TMS, but now it's been replaced by an eco disc. This lift's got a lot of secret floors. Let's use my lift key and see what is there.
Some mystery. Some mystery floors. Another floor. Ooh.
So here is what the top floor looks like.
Secret.
Also notice there was actually 2 floors labelled as floor P, because in between the public floors P and G, in between those 2 floors, there's a secret floor P. Very confusing that it's got the same name. Let's find out what is on this secret floor.
They're both called P. It's weird. Ooh, secret. Very secret.
And along we go to John Lewis. One of the lifts here has been modernised by Otis, and to be honest I couldn't be bothered to film this.
Oh, Otis. That's been ruined.
The other lift though is an original eco disc. And along we go to the council centre and library, which has got an Otis 2000 lift that's been horribly modernised by Stanner.
This mod is terrible. No, I can't even go there. Fucking hell.
Doors closing.
I absolutely hate it when they put stuff over the glass window. That is actually a glass window. They've stuck all this shit over it. Otis doors, so should still be
going up.
What a gentle stop!
The doors closing.
This takes longer to stop emergency stop than it does an actual service stopping. That is really bad.
Doors closing.
So again, I want to show this.
Going up.
Watch how slow it stops. It's full speed and stopping now.
Going up. Please mind the doors. Doors closing.
And along we go to the lift in the library part of the building.
Doors closing.
Bottom -1. Notice. See what this is like, emergency stop. It's full speed and stopping. Oh, quite gentle, not quite as bad as the other one. Stanner. Well, let's become -1 now. Without having to put a key in. I didn't have to put in a key, so you get to -1 without a key by emergency stopping it.
Doors opening.
Oh, the car park. So if you want to take some books out for free without going through the beeping barrier things, how you do it? We'd light down in the pit.
This lift is out of service.
Out of service, Stanner. You go full speed. Get that speed up. And let's do another emergency stop because why the fuck not? Ooh, very gentle stop. This lift is out of service. Borrow, discover, connect, and of course, safety brake the lift.
So then, now we go along to a small independent department store, and his shop is very interesting. I say department store, it's more of a sort of junk shop, sort of like a bits and bobs sort of shop. And they've got some really old vintage stuff they're selling here, such as 1930s radios. And as far as I can tell, they're selling these as decorative ornaments, and I think that's because of the liability of selling a working electrical item from that era. But if you have the skills, you could do one of these up and make it work again. Also, there's some other interesting old vintage items they're selling. In this shop there is an epic old lift, and I actually don't know what sort of lift this is. The woodwork on the inside of this lift looks very Alderson Campbell style, with those sort of upright vertical slatted panels making up the interior. I'm not sure if it is or not, but it's still a very nice lift.
Fucking hell, this is really nice. Fucking hell, this looks proper Alderson Campbell, this thing. I've no idea what its manufacturer is, but it's really gives sort of Alderson Campbell vibes with that woodwork. Could be an ECM. Number, I don't know, it could be an ECM, it could be an Alderson Campbell, it could be an Evans, it could be, I don't know. Passive locking. That's really old fashioned.
So then, now we go along to the next shopping centre, which looks like this. This is a very modern sort of looking centre. And it's got Otis 2000 lifts. Let's do some talking lift doors.
Lower ground. There's no voice. Going down. Doors closing. Please select your floor. Leveling's a bit long. The talking lift door. No, no, no. No, no. Oh, no one's looking. We love a good bit of talking lift doors, don't we? Wow, slow closing.
And let's go along to the service lift.
Otis Cargo. Interesting, Cargo 2000. It's both hydraulic and traction models. I still quite quick actually. At least the brakes are good on this one, unlike some of the Otises around here. DT.
So then, now I go along to the bus station. And local buses cost £2 per journey, which for the UK is actually very cheap. Surprisingly cheap actually. Although that said, it's not as cheap as it should be, as I don't see that buses should be more than £1 per journey, but well, it is the UK and everything's very overpriced here, so £2 is as good as you're gonna get. So I guess on the next bus, and this bus route is one of the longest in the country. It goes all the way from Norwich to Peterborough. That is crazily long. When measured directly, this is 64 miles long, but that's not including the fact it goes via Kings Lynn. This route must be around 80 miles long in total. It's crazy long for £2. So I get on this bus along to Kings Lynn. Now I've always wanted to go to Kings Lynn. I don't know why really, it's got a very strange name. Turns out Kings Lynn is a very small place. Let's take a look around it. And this here's what the high street looks like. There's not many lifts in Kings Lynn. Here's an eco-disc in Primark.
Doors open. Doors closing. Fourth floor. Doors opening.
There's a lot of cameras here.
And here is what the train station looks like. And this here is a boat station. There's a short ferry across the water here. The steps down to this ferry looks a bit not the safest thing I've ever seen. So then, I now get on the next bus along to Peterborough. Oh dear, I'm back in Peterborough again. Somewhere which I don't really want to go back to because it's so crap.
Peterborough is a shithole. Fucking hell, what a shithole this place is. Shouldn't get the fuck out of this shitty city. City or town? No, sure that's a bit town. Peterborough can't be a city. It's too crap. I filmed all of these on a previous video, actually previous couple of videos. So I think I'm going to move on to the next place because I'm not too interested to do all of Peterborough again for yet another time. So on to the next location.
So then I now get on the next bus, continuing my journey along to Middlesbrough. To continue northwards, the next place I had to get to was Stamford. And the bus to Stamford, despite not being that long of a route, the bus operator did not honour the £2 fare. This was run by the lane buses, which are a shit company. So then, along to Stamford, and looking back at my footage, I suddenly realised I forgot to film anything in Stamford, because Stamford was such a shithole. As soon as I got off the bus there, I immediately wanted to leave and get straight on the next bus. It was that bad. So the next bus I get on was along to Grantham, which is where I set up my hammock for the night. And one thing about setting up hammocks in places which aren't that remote is trying to find somewhere where you won't be spotted in the morning, considering I usually wake up late. And when searching for a spot to set up my hammock in the middle of the night, it's very hard to spot where the footpaths are, and often I've woken up in the morning to the sound of people walking a bit too close to comfort to my hammock, where I set up my hammock too close to a footpath. Anyway, the next day I'm currently in Grantham, which is also a shithole. I filmed the lifts here previously, I don't really want to revisit it, but there's one thing in Grantham which is very weird, and that is the very strange clock in the shopping centre. What were they thinking when they designed this? This thing is fucking creepy. Just look at that expression on the lion's face. If I'd seen this clock while I was a little child, this would have terrified me, especially considering I found the Chatham sundial very scary. It looks like some sort of scary face, or at least that's what I thought when I was a child. And what I find even more scary is how this tool is able to bring my childhood nightmares to life. Oh my. So then I get on the next bus and go along to Newark. So here I am in Newark, and I'm extremely impressed with this place, not.
Look at this shithole we've arrived at. Oh dear. I think we need to jump back on another train or bus. This looks so bad I can't be bothered with this town. Well, in Newark, there's nothing else to do apart from find an abandoned lift that doesn't work to an abandoned car park, which is on, but on inspection. Open it up and see where it goes. That's what I think. I'm doing this right in front of everyone because we're not. I wonder how many people saw it. I did that literally in front of everyone. Let's see. Stops in. Stops out, I think. But that doesn't work, that never does. Doors are closed. And then up. I think it's fucked with this. This is fucked down. Nah, that's not going to work. Oh well, never mind. Alarm doesn't work. Well, how far down does this go? Oh, well, never mind. Most exciting thing here. No way, NC people 95p an hour, I don't believe that. That doesn't work. What about this one? Does this one work? Picklings. This is the most exciting thing in Newark, and it's not very good. That is old, actually. That's the only exciting thing about it, is that Northern lift services and everything else is very boring. Oh, that still lights up. They've made that metal plate and stuck it over it. Was that the original one? That's like the original one, and after more they stuck it back on. That's so weird. Oh dear. But in a town looks like that, you know you need to leave and go somewhere else. Right, let's go. Here's the problem with this part of England. You go somewhere, you get off your train or bus, look at it, and it's so miserable you won't get straight back on another.
So then I get on the next bus heading northwards, and this bus takes me to... Oh no, it's another shithole little village town shitty crap thing. It's Retford. And again I suddenly realised I've got to film anything in Retford, because as soon as I got off a bus I was like, where the fuck have I come to? Get me out of this shithole! And I had to jump straight on the next bus, continuing north to Doncaster. And this bus went through some tiny fucking shitty villages. Anyway, along to Doncaster. And when I got to Doncaster, there was a problem. There seems to be a hole in the UK's bus network. Why is there no buses between Doncaster and York? That is just so weird, considering I've just been through some utter shitty villages which have a bus service. Why is there this big gap in the bus service? And I actually had a plan to go from London to Scotland entirely by local bus, but with this big hole in the bus service, it will make it a lot harder. And it's not like there's a shortage of buses in Doncaster. Doncaster has plenty of buses going to places such as Brockbank. What the fuck is Brockbank? That is a weird name. But there's no bus services even heading to major places going north. There's not even a bus to somewhere like Salisbury where you could then take a bus to York. The only way to York by local bus is to take a very long-winded route, going on many different little bus routes all around the centre of Yorkshire in a big circle around to York, which will take over a day to do. So it looks like I'm going to have to take a train from Doncaster to York. So then I now get on the bus along to Scarborough. This is the 843 Coastliner bus, and the entire route actually goes from Leeds to Scarborough. A 3-hour journey. That is a very long route, and it costs just £2 to go on. That is a crazy bus route. So then in Scarborough I hammock up for the night, and next day we can see I'm hammocked up here on the embankment of this posh twat hotel. So let's take a look around Scarborough, and the shopping centre has got a glass hydroware lift.
Doors closing. Doors opening. Lift going up. Doors closing.
How well will the hydroware level?
Bloody hell, Ben.
What?
See the state of the shopping centre, look at the walls.
Level 3.
The walls. All the cladding's coming off the back. It's falling apart.
Yeah, this is a shit shopping centre.
Level 0. Doors opening. Lift.
So then, Scarborough has got 3 funiculars, which is quite a lot of funiculars for a small place. One of them went abandoned, and then they converted this abandoned funicular into a static cafe. Notice they've moved both funicular cabs up to the top of the tracks. They've then bolted them down, and they've now pretty much become just a static building. However, this conversion they've done seems like a bit of a bodge job, and seems a bit dodgy. Let's take a look at how they've done this.
Shit, this funicular, still on wheels, that's the weird thing. How have they secured it?
It's a roll-on cafe.
There's a roll-on cafe no longer moves. That wobbles so bad like his platform's about to fall off. I don't like that at all.
Wobble.
They've not done a good job at whatever they've done to his funicular. They've done the cheapest job. There's the wheel. It's still sitting on its wheel. Oh, that's how they've done it. They just rolled up. That's not much holding that funicular up. That's all that's holding it up. There's that little bit of metal. Where that bit of metal goes, it's plummeting. Fuck! That's actually still suspended on its cables, which are fucking rusty. Going around that wheel there. Fucking hell, they've not done a good job at that conversion. Oh, so they built out a frame there on it. It's not that much on that. This is on that real concrete. Ah, interesting. They added a bit of structure to it, but fuck. It's really rusty, all of that mechanism. Wow, I can't believe the thing I used to tie up was still on it. Weird setup. What's the middle valve for?
So then, I now leave Scarborough and go along to Middlesbrough. And this was again on one single bus journey, the whole way from Scarborough to Middlesbrough. That is another nice long route. And it also cost just £2. So then, in Middlesbrough, let's go and climb a bridge. Last time I was in Middlesbrough, I climbed the transporter bridge. So this time, let's climb the other bridge, which is the lifting bridge. And look how crazily over-engineered this bridge is. I've seen a lot of lifting bridges over the years, but I've never seen one this over-engineered. They built it so heavy. Look at those huge counterweights on it. Those counterweights are massive. Also notice the chains underneath the counterweights. This is similar to a Mitsubishi lift. This is to counterbalance the weight of the cables. So as the cables move as the bridge lifts up, the bridge to the counterweight always stays the same relative weight. So then, let's climb up this bridge and take a look at the mechanisms. So I start climbing up the bridge. This bridge is very big and very interesting to take a look at. So then I'm now underneath the counterweights and you get a very good view here looking up at the bridge. Let's now climb up the ladders and continue upwards. I now reach the same height as the counterweights. I now continue climbing up the bridge to a maintenance platform just below the top. And I'll now go up to the very top of the bridge.
Oh no. Race away. Race away.
And on this bridge climbing mission, I got caught by the police. So then, that's pretty much the end of my lift and bus adventure from London to Middlesbrough. Let's finish off with having a reminder of my video of climbing the other bridge in Middlesbrough, the Transporter Bridge. This is a very interesting bridge. It has a moving platform suspended below it. Pedestrians and vehicles can go on this moving platform where they get transported across to the other side of the bridge. It's a very interesting bridge, so here's a bit of my previous video of climbing it.
Security are sitting in the little building next to the bridge. Will they notice us? Well, we'll just have to go up and find out. So the tourist attraction is not yet open. They're still in the process of building it. So up we go, getting close to the top of the bridge. It's a nice view up here. And up we go to the top of the bridge, but there's a camera, and the camera keeps rotating. Are they following us? No, they're not. The camera just rotates on its own, and the guy down in the building below will be watching his camera, but he obviously wasn't watching it that well because he didn't actually spot us. So let's take a look around this area, which is going to be opened up to tourists soon. It's really nice being up here before it's opened up to tourists, because when it's a tourist attraction, that'd be boring. But going up here where we're not supposed to, oh, that's much better. So let's walk across this bridge, and there's the camera. Which way is it looking? And we wait for the camera to turn around, and then we keep going across the bridge. There's going to be loads of stuff here. There's even going to be a bungee jumping section, so they're putting quite a bit of effort into this tourist attraction. And we go right to the end of the top of the bridge. Now let's climb over into the part which people are not supposed to go. We're now leaving the tourist walkways. So even when this bridge is finally open to tourists, not even the tourists will get to go on this part. And here we are along these little service walkways. These walkways are actually quite dodgy. In some parts, the floor looks a bit unstable, which makes it even more scary. Terrible crime of trespass on our unfinished tourist attraction, the top of the travelling bridge. Ali Mac, we know from Custom House that Ali Macs are reliable as passenger lifts, don't we? So far, no police have turned up. Yay! To operate the travelling bridge, insert your key here. Time it was different and didn't have this, it was completely different last time. Last time you could get into a driver's cab. You didn't have all of this, you could actually get in the driver's cab, because I actually got invited by a driver to have a look in the driver's cab last time. Now I don't think the driver's cab's used, because that's the driver's cab. You can't even get in it anymore.